Namaste dear students. In this video, I will teach you chapter 2 of 10th chemistry, that is acid, bases and salts. So let's begin with this chapter. First of all, I will introduce in front of you the meaning of term acid. As you can see on your screen, a picture of lemon is displayed. Why? What is the taste of lemon? You all know that lemon is sour in taste. So why it is sour in taste? This is sour in taste due to the presence of a substance which is called acid. The acid word has been taken from the Latin word acidus, which means sour. So first of all, we will start our video with the discussion of word acids. What is acid in terms of chemistry? In terms of chemistry, acid is a substance which produce H plus ions in water. What are the other properties of acids? Let's see. These are sour in taste. They turn blue litmus to red. They give H plus ions in aqueous solution. Acid corrode metals. Corrosion we have already studied in chapter 1, that it is a process by which acid or bases damage the metallic surfaces. Aqueous solution of an acid is good conductor of electricity due to the presence of ions in it. So these all are the physical properties of acids. Not only lemon, but other substances, other food items like tomatoes, pomegranate, apple, citrus fruits like orange, mosambi, gooseberries, that is amla, curd. They are also sour in taste due to the presence of acids. Examples of acids are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, citric acid, tartaric acid. There are different types of acids. We can classify acids on the basis of availability of hydrogen ions. Strong acids are those which produce more H plus ions in aqueous solution, while weak acids are those which produce few H plus ions in aqueous solution. Both the acids, whether it is a strong acidic solution or weakly acidic solution, both are conductors of electricity, but a strongly acidic solution is a good conductor of electricity because of the availability of large quantity of ions. But weak acids contains only few ions, so electrical conductivity will be poor. Among strong acids, we have the example of hydrochloric acid HCl, sulfuric acid H2SO4, nitric acid HNO3, and hydrochloric acid HClO3. These all are mineral acids as well, which are obtained from rocks or minerals. On the other hand, we have weak acids, which are carbonic acids, which is found in soft drinks, cold drinks, acetic acid CH3COOH, which is found in vinegar, sirka, and lactic acid, which is found in sour milk or curd. Acids can also be classified on the basis of origin. Organic acids and mineral acids. Organic acids are those which are obtained from plants and animals. For example, acetic acid is present in vinegar. It is obtained from alcohol, which is obtained from sugarcane juice. And sugarcane is a plant, so it is organic in origin. Oxalic acid is present in tomatoes. Tartaric acid is present in tamarind and in mangoes. Citric acid is present in lemon, orange. Lactic acid in sour milk and curd. Malic acid in apples, and formic acid is present in ant sting and honeybee sting. These all are organic acids because their origin is natural. They are obtained from plants or animals. On the other hand, mineral acids are those which are obtained from various minerals or are prepared in the laboratory. Among mineral acids, we have example of HCl, hydrochloric acid, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, H2CO3 is also mineral acid. But H2CO3 is the only weak mineral acids. Means all mineral acids are strong in nature except H2CO3, which is a weak mineral acid. We can consume it in cold drinks, soft drinks, soda water. Now we will talk about bases. Bases are those substances which are bitter in taste. We must have experienced bitter taste in bitter gourd and cucumbers. Neem extract is also bitter in taste. How can we define bases? These are substances which are bitter in taste. They turn red litmus to blue. They give OH minus ions in aqueous solution. As acids give H plus ions, bases are substances which give OH minus ions in aqueous solution. OH minus are called hydroxyl ions. Examples of bases include NaOH, sodium hydroxide, KOH, potassium hydroxide. Alkalis. Alkalis are bases which are soluble in water. All acids are soluble in water, but all bases are not soluble in water. Water soluble bases are given the name alkalis. Sodium hydroxide NaOH, potassium hydroxide KOH are strong bases as well as strong alkalis. On the side you can see the picture showing you the acid and base. Now we will talk about indicators. Indicators are those substances which indicate the nature of a given substance, whether it is acidic or basic, by showing change in the odor, that is smell, or change in the color. There are different types of indicators. First we have natural indicators. Second we have synthetic indicators. Third we have olfactory indicators. And next we have universal indicators. We will talk about these indicators. First of all, natural indicators. These indicators are obtained directly from the nature. For example, litmus. Litmus is obtained from lichen. Lichen is a dual organism made by symbiotic association of algae and fungi. Turmeric is obtained from plant roots, so it is also a natural indicator. Red cabbage is also a natural indicator. Next we have synthetic indicators. These are chemical substances prepared in the laboratories. Examples include phenolphthalein and methyl orange. Phenolphthalein is colorless in acids and pink in bases. Methyl orange is red in acids and yellow in bases. Olfactory indicators are those which have different odor or smell in acidic or basic solution. Onion, clove oil and vanilla essence are examples of olfactory indicators. Acids do not destroy their smell, but bases destroy their smell. So after eating onion, if we do the brush using a toothpaste, which are generally basic in nature, then it stops the bad odor from our mouth, because bases destroy the smell of olfactory indicators. Now we will talk about chemical properties of acids and bases. Chemical properties means how do acids react with other chemicals. So the important one is how do acids react with metal. Acids react with metal to form salt and hydrogen gas is evolved. Acids corrode the metal and form different types of salts. That's why we should not keep acidic substances in metallic containers. So we should not keep curd or tomato juice in any copper or other metallic container, because they react with the metal to form poisonous salts which may be injurious for us. You can see the reaction on your screen. Zinc reacts with hydrochloric acid to form zinc chloride and hydrogen. You can also write reaction of zinc with sulfuric acid to form zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Bases also react with metal to form salt and hydrogen gas. Here sodium hydroxide reacts with zinc to form sodium zincate Na2ZnO2 along with hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas released through this process can be tested by passing it into soap solution, and the bubbles containing hydrogen gas will be formed. When you show a burning candle to these bubbles, the hydrogen gas inside them burst with pop sound. This is the test of hydrogen gas in the laboratory. Reaction of metal carbonates or metal hydrogen carbonate with acid. Metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acid to form salt, carbon dioxide and water. HCl reacts with Na2CO3 or NaHCO3 to form sodium chloride, carbon dioxide and water along with brisk effervescence. So this is the reaction of metal carbonate with acids. Carbon dioxide released through this reaction can be tested by passing it into lime water. Lime water is aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide. When CO2 is passed through lime water, the lime water turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. This is the test of CO2 in the laboratory. Reactions of acid and base with each other. Acid and base also react with each other to form salt and water. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. HCl reacts with NaOH to form NaCl, which is called common salt or sodium chloride. along with the formation of water. Reaction of metal oxides with acids and bases. Metal oxides are the product of reaction between metal and oxygen. Metal oxides are basic in nature, that is, they form base when dissolved in water, like MgO, CaO, etc. When metal oxides react with acid, salt and water are the products. For example, CaO reacts with hydrochloric acid to form CaCl2, that is calcium chloride, and water. Reaction of non-metal oxides with bases. Non-metal oxides react with bases. Metal oxides react with acid because metal oxides are basic in nature. Non-metal oxides react with bases because the nature of non-metal oxides is acidic in nature. Non-metal oxides are formed on reaction of non-metal with air or oxygen. For example, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, they are non-metal oxides which are acidic in nature, and they form acids when they are dissolved in water. When non-metal oxides react with base, they form salt and water. These both reactions are also categorized as neutralization reaction because their products are salt and water. So when CO2 reacts with CaOH whole twice, the product will be CaCO3 and H2O. What do all acids and all bases have in common? All acids have hydrogen ions in common, and all bases have OH minus ions in common. H plus ions are responsible for the acidic nature of an acid, while OH minus ions are responsible for the basic nature of all bases. Acids and bases can show their acidic or basic behavior only in water. Now we have what happens to an acid or base in water solution. When acid or base is dissolved in water, acid produces H plus ions. These H plus ions associate with water molecule to form H3O plus, that is hydronium ions. Bases gives OH minus ions. These bases are soluble in water and are called alkalis. There is one important instruction while diluting an acid or base. As you can see on your screen, there is a caution that always add acid to water. Because if water is added to acid directly, the reaction is highly exothermic, and this reaction will produce lot of heat in the beaker, due to which acid may splash and the beaker may burst. So due to this, we should not mix acid or base. We should mix acid or base in water, but not water to acid or base. Now we have the universal indicator. Universal indicator is the indicator which helps us to determine the relative strength of acidic or basic solution by knowing their pH values. There is a shade chart on your screen which will help us to determine the pH of the solution. Universal indicator is a mixture of several dyes which shows different colors at different concentration of H plus ions in the solution. There is a pH scale whose values ranges from 0 to 14, and on the basis of these values we can determine the nature of solution. pH 7 indicates neutral solution, pH less than 7 is the acidic solution, and pH more than 7 gives basic solution. So 0 to less than 7 is the acidic range, 7 is neutral, and more than 7 to 14 is the basic solution range. Universal indicator can be used directly, or it is coated on a paper called pH paper. When a drop of a substance is put on pH paper, it acquires a shade whose shade matches with the color chart, and on the basis of which we can determine the pH value. pH stands for power of hydrogen ions present in the solution. In this video only this much. Next video I'll bring for you to discuss more topics based on this chapter.